Hi everybody, this is Gregg Weldon at AnalyticsIQ. I'm the Chief Analytical Officer over here, and this is another episode of Winning with Data. This is our second episode, and we have just finished doing our build number 76 for the first quarter of 2018. And what I wanted to do today was talk about all the new variables that we've got coming out for you this quarter. Let's get started with this new quarter and all the new variables we've got for you. Today's inspiration, we have two different quotes. The first one is from Adam Smith, famous economist. It is not by augmenting the capital of the country, but by rendering a greater part of that capital active and productive that would otherwise be so, that the most judicious operations of banking can increase the industry of the country. Now, I'm sure you probably remember the day you learned this in elementary school, just like I did. Probably not. Adam Smith, of course, was a famous economist. And then our second quote is "Shop Till You Drop" by the late Tammy Faye Baker. What do these quotes have to do with our quarterly build? Well, this quarter is all about money. It's about saving it and about spending it. So let's talk about the spending part first. What's new in 2018 quarter one? Spending money. We have 5 new market IQ elements. We have several variables that are looking at how we're going to identify people. So, for instance, our first variable is in-market Walmart. So what we're trying to do with our in-market variables is identify people who are most likely to be shopping in certain products, certain stores. And traditionally, we've had in-market variables that looked at who's looking for long-term care insurance, who's looking for online education, those type of things. Well, now we've added Walmart. These are people who are most likely to shop at a Walmart, and it goes from 1 through 7. 7 means they're very likely to shop at Walmart. 1 means they're probably not. We also have done one for Amazon and one for Sephora. You may remember that last quarter we did some distance IQ variables, and 2 of those distance IQ variables were for Walmart and Sephora. So what we now have are variables where we can identify who's most likely to shop at, say, Walmart, and how far away they live from Walmart. So that combination really helps out in terms of people who really want to go there and will go there. And we've done that for these other stores. In the next few quarters, we'll also be adding some of the other distance IQ fields for in-market, for instance, Target and Whole Foods. We just haven't finished those yet. So that's 3 of our in-market spending variables. Next, we also have an online streaming. So here we're looking at people who are most likely to be looking for online streaming. This includes things like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime Video, CBS All Access. If you're a Big Brother and Star Trek fan, that's what you're going to be using. Those type sources. Again, 1 through 7. 7 means they're very likely to use those. And then we have our non-traditional TV in market. Here we're looking for people who are really looking to get more out of their TV by cutting the cord from cable and not just sticking with broadcast, but also looking for different ways of creating their own really database of channels. People use Roku or Sling, that type thing. They're getting devices added to their TV. Apple TV is one as well. They're looking to add devices that they can then stream TV, not using DirecTV or Comcast or things like that. So those are our 5 spending model variables called the in-markets. Saving money is a little bit different. We have 5 new finance IQ variables that we've added. Again, these are ones that we've used with our cognitive psychologists to try and identify personality traits that would lead people to be really interested in saving money, different ways of saving, in fact. First, we're looking at people who are planning for their financial future. What type of personality drives people to really plan things in advance, long-term in advance for retirement, for college education for the children, for health expenses, that type thing. So we try to really get under the hood and see what causes people to really focus on those type things. We also are looking at people who are effectively controlling their financial impulses. We want to see who is able to avoid just going out and buying a new car on the spur of the moment, or someone who says, "Oh, I'm going to spend $5,000 on a boat," and boat owners, the happiest 2 days of a boat owner's life are the day he bought his boat and the day he sold his boat. So we wanted to try and identify those people. Then we look at people who make impulsive decisions. That's the guy who is going to buy the boat. So if you own a company that sells boats, these are your customers. Anyone that's going to will just go through and just spend money on the spur of the moment. That's what this one's going to try and find. Next, we're looking at people who are motivated to increase their financial growth. Not just planning, but also looking to make decisions in their lives that will give them more money. A lot of career planning, going back to school, get another education, get another degree, working up the corporate ladder, starting your own business, that type thing. We're trying to identify those type people. And then people who are financially organized. These are the guys that love telling you that in January, end of January, oh, I've already turned in all my paperwork to my accountant and I'm going to have my tax refund next week, that kind of thing. You know, they've got everything all laid out, all organized. They know exactly what they're doing. You ask them what their net worth is, they know exactly what their net worth is. Nobody knows that, but these guys do. Very specific on those kind of things. So these are really, really organized people, and it's very valuable to know what makes them tick. Again, all these variables go from 1 through 7. 7 means they're most likely to be like this. 1 means they're least likely to be like this. Next, we have an addition to our health and wellness. This time we have yoga and Pilates. As you know, we've added a lot of variables recently to health and wellness. We've added different types of exercises and jogging and walking and working out, all sorts of things like that. Now we're adding yoga and Pilates. I think it also includes some other things besides yoga and Pilates. I think I saw that like Zumba. Does not include buns of steel, which was big in the 80s, but apparently is no longer a thing. So that's not included, but all these other types of exercises are. Finally, variable number 12 we've added is a new variable in our channel IQ, social media influencers. This is a social IQ variable, Snapchat, and I think I'd mentioned this last quarter. We've been working on this, but we didn't have it quite ready to add in last quarter, so we've got it this time. The Snapchat is in addition to all of our other social IQ and channel IQ variables, such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, which seems to do really well and is kind of opposite of all the others, Pinterest, and a whole host of others. So this is our newest one. So those are our 12 variables. And again, all of them rank from 1 through 7 this time. And also, we've done a zip4 roll-up version of each one of these. So we actually have 24 variables. So the roll-up version is really a summary of each one of these variables at the zip4 level. So it's more of an area level type thing. So give these variables a try. If they seem like they're kind of interesting to you. I think the savings ones will be really good for a lot of clients, a lot of companies that are looking for people who are maybe interested in the long-term planning and or with the lack of long-term planning. So those will be good for you. Anyway, hopefully those will help out. Let's work on our game plan. And if you have any questions, you can contact us at AnalyticsIQ. We have the addresses here on the screen. And thank you very much, and we will see you next time.